These are day-old chicks that we hatched ourselves, and in this video I'm going to show how we are raising them to eventually live outside. Okay, so these babies are now 2 days old, and as you can see they've made a big mess of their enclosure here. Watch out, little one. So I'm gonna have to clean this up, which is fine. I think I'm gonna have to do that pretty much every day from here on out. But as you can see, they're active, they're chirping, they seem pretty happy, they're eating quite a bit and pooping quite a bit, so that's all a good sign. Anyway, I'm gonna clean this up, give them some fresh water. Their food seems fine, but get this all cleaned up, and then we're gonna play with them. Also, I can't keep Link, the cat, out of here. He sneaks in or jumps over or something, so whenever I'm holding or dealing with the chicks, I'm pretty much gonna have to put him in that. Sorry, buddy. So you might be getting some sad sounding meows, but it's literally only while the chicks are exposed to him, and then I let him out right away as soon as I'm done. So anyway, we're gonna clean up and then play with some chicks. All right, fresh bedding, fresh water. Now it's time to play with some chicks. So it's important to find a good balance between handling them to make them friendly and not stressing them out too much. So we're doing it a couple of times a day, just for a few minutes each day, and as they get bigger and stronger, we'll up it and play with them a little bit more. But I do want them to get used to being handled, because we do have to check for things like pasty butt, which is exactly what it sounds like. They poop and their vents can dry out. The vent is where their poop comes out. It's where pretty much everything comes out, actually. But it can get dried up and blocked, so we have to make sure that that's not blocked and that they can poop just fine, because otherwise they can die. So I'm gonna check that. Pecking the thermometer. You guys are cute. Anyway, we'll check that, make sure they're healthy. They seem pretty happy so far, but we're just gonna keep on top of things and make sure their food and their water and everything is fine, and get them used to being handled so that they're easy to handle when they're adults too. So let's just pick one at random. How about you? So, back end seems okay. Hey, sweetie. Hey. See, she's just settled right in. This one's just settled right in. So I don't know if they're boys or girls yet. It's way too early to tell, since they're only 2 days old. But as they grow older, we'll be looking for things like a comb and wattles and tail feathers and wing feathers, which won't happen for a couple weeks yet, but for now, we'll just get them used to being handled. There you go. You can jump out anytime you want. Look at that. This one's staying right in my hand. That cozy spot? Yeah, we want them to be nice and friendly and easy to deal with and easy to handle. Hi, guys. Peck, peck. All right, so we'll check the next one. Those ones are eating, so maybe we'll leave. Oh, I'm gonna just stress them anyway. That one looks okay. Oop, sorry. Yeah, you don't want to stay in my hand? Okay. Anyway, just kind of doing that every day just to double check, make sure everything's okay. Handle them until they're ready to jump out of my hands, but give them the opportunity to stay if they want. Anyway, I'm just gonna check each of them and make sure they're all good, and we'll go on to the next one probably. I'll make a video again later once there's a bit more change. So we'll update later. I just cleaned this and sanitized it and dried it and put it back together and turned it on. And I wanted to talk about what I think went wrong with the last batch. So I'm pretty sure I know what happened, because everything was going good right up until about roughly half of them hatched. And what happens when they start hatching is the humidity goes up. What I didn't realize is how fast it goes up and how hard it is to get the humidity back down. So what happened basically is that sorry, Link is climbing on me. What happened is that the humidity got too high, and basically the chicks drowned in their shells, which is really sad because they were like 99% of the way there. And I feel really awful about that. But on the one hand as well, it's also a learning experience. So I know what I did wrong, and now I'm better equipped to be able to correct it. So I'm getting some more eggs tomorrow. And these ones are just kind of a barnyard mix, but they're colorful eggs, so that'll be kind of fun. But what I'm going to do this time, last time I tried a wet hatch, which is where it's humid pretty well the whole time. This time I'm undecided on exactly what I'm going to do, but basically a dry or a drier hatch. So dry hatch is where you don't add any water. See, that is completely empty. So I'm currently just waiting to see what this naturally goes up to. And that'll kind of help to determine what I do. But either a dry hatch where I add nothing up until the hatch period, and then I bring the humidity up to 60. And then they hatch, and hopefully that's fine. The other option is to set it at 40% humidity and just let it naturally go up once they start hatching, because that's what the lady I'm getting the chicks from does. So I'm going to try that, one of the two, and see how it goes. The other thing I can do, if that still doesn't work, I've talked to several people who have the same incubator, and they said that they drilled holes kind of in the plastic on either side, just as air vents, and then they can put like duct tape or something over it to cover the vent if they need to keep it closed. But anyway, I'm going to see how well it holds humidity and what percent humidity. It's kind of hovering around 30%, which is actually not bad for a dry hatch. Just, do I want to bring it up a teeny bit and leave it there? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'll do some more research tonight. But anyway, that's what's going on there. I'll be getting some eggs tomorrow, so I'll show you what those look like. Okay, so after some fiddling around, we couldn't get the humidity to stay above 30%. So we had to make some modifications to the incubator. So Sam has drilled some holes that we've just covered with tape for now. We can take the tape off if we need more ventilation, but he added a little bit of water. As you can see, it's sitting at about 40%, which is good. We're going to leave it there pretty much the entire time and let the humidity rise naturally this time. I just got these eggs home, so as you can see, there are many different colors, which is kind of fun. So we got a copper marin. I'm not sure what these ones are, but they're speckled. She said she had some speckled Sussex, so I don't know if they're speckled chickens or speckled eggs. We got a couple of blue, so probably Americana or Australope, and some olive eggs, and probably some of them are mixes themselves. But yeah, anyway, very exciting. We're gonna let them sit for a little while because I just got them home, and hi Link, and we'll put them in about an hour or so once we're sure the humidity is exactly where we want it, and good to go. Link, can you get down, please? Anyway, as you can see, the brooder has been changed because the other one was getting too hard to clean, so we put some wood shavings in there, pine shavings, and a brooder plate instead. And they're just getting used to their new home, so that's why they're cheaping so much. But I'm hoping this will be a bit easier to clean. As you can see, we still have a kind of annoying lid system, which I'm hoping to fix at some point. But for now, this is what we've got, and I'll be checking on them fairly regularly for a little while just to make sure they understand the heat plate and how to get under it and everything. They seem to have figured it out already, but just in case, I'll keep an eye on them. But yeah, they're doing good. They've found their food and their water already, and they've already kicked a bunch of pine shavings into their water. I'm not filling up their water all the way because that would just lead to a ton of waste. But yeah, so hopefully they like their new home. Safety. So after a bit of a mishap this morning, the kitten got one of our cheeps. As you can see, they're all fine, thankfully, but managed to somehow crawl under the wire lid we had and got one out. Completely left unharmed. Sorry, my dogs are growling at something. But they were left unharmed, thankfully, but as you can see, we are trying to correct that. As you can see, I have switched to a heat plate. I ordered this also off of Temu, but they seem to like it. I like it because it's less of a fire hazard and they can go underneath of it or pop out whenever they want to. They can hide under it. They just feel more secure. It kind of simulates being under a hen. But anyway, our birds are... Keep out of the way, sweetie. Out of the way. I know you love them. They're about a week old now. Been handling them lots. As you can see, they're getting more comfortable with it. Not quite flying yet, but will be soon. You can see some real feathers starting to form on them. But yeah, I try and handle them a few times a day just to kind of get them used to us. Hey, birdie. You're going to fall like that. Just be careful. But yeah, real feathers starting to form. And hopefully soon we can tell which ones are roos, which ones are hens. I did notice a comb starting to form on one of them, and I can't recall which one it was now. But yeah, you can see they're feisty, they're lively, they're doing well. I've been checking their vents. Everything's clear. They're looking healthy and happy. And then the whole kitten mishap, which went surprisingly gently. We're hopefully going to avoid that in the future by adjusting this. Keep us keeping watch. But yeah, they're doing good. This is our 1 week update. So I'll update again in a little while. But as you can see, they have grown quite a bit. Hi, little bird. Hi, little bird friend. Quite a bit bigger now. Hi, Cheep Cheeps. You want to go down? There you go. Happy birds. So the ultimate test. Can the kitten get a bird? So we've stapled...
Me, fucking twat.
Language. So we've stapled all the way around on this lid and put the lid on and then put some wood over top, which hopefully will be enough to keep it on. The one concern is that cord, but Sam said he's going to drill a hole so that we can put the wire through and then we'll be able to secure the lid properly. So that's the next step. Fingers crossed. Thank you, Ba. Come on, Burr. Out, out. Good girl. Poor chicks are terrified because I was really loud, but they're fine. Wanted to do a little update on where we're at with these eggs. I'm not sure how they're going to do, to be honest, because this was a bit of an experiment. As you can see, some of the holes are covered, some are not. I played around with it for quite a while. The person I got these eggs from said that she leaves hers at 40% humidity the entire time and just lets the humidity go up naturally when they start hatching. I can't for the life of me get this incubator to stay at 40%. If I add a single drop of water, it shoots up to 60 and then it's like slowly goes back to 20 and I can't keep it consistently at 40. So what I've decided to do is what's called a dry hatch, where I add no water whatsoever until the last day when you want it to be around 60%. And I'll add clearly 1 drop of water and go from there. I want to keep it around 60%, so I'll probably cover the vents at that point to try and keep it in, but we'll see. We'll play around with it closer to then. And then once the chicks start hatching, I'll take any water out, let it go down naturally, and just let the humidity from the eggs basically that be the water, because I can't for the life of me get it to stay consistent. So that's what we're going to try and see how that goes. And hopefully we have a better hatch rate. I'm hoping that the humidity going up and down early on didn't affect things. It's still a bit too early to candle them. I won't be doing that for a few more days, but I'll show you what we find. Hopefully they're alive. We'll see what happens. The other thing I wanted to show is my little garden that I've got going. So I've got some corn, some beans. As you can see, they're already flowering. I haven't even taken them outside yet, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that by hand. My pumpkins are already starting to flower as well. So yeah, I've got some work to do. Some watermelons and 2 types of beans. I forget what else I planted in here. I promise they're all vegetables and like fruits and stuff though, and like 100% legal. So nobody be weirded out by this. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to share that because normally I have like the blackest of black thumbs. And somehow I've managed to get things to flower and hopefully won't kill them. So far so good anyway. So yeah, there's that update too. So today is Monday and I candled them on Friday, which would have been a week. And most of them looked really good, except for this one. So I wanted to check them again, and I've got my Temu order candling light, which actually worked way better than the one I bought at the local feed store. So I'm gonna take a look at both of these again. I'll show like the lighter egg ones because they're really easy to see, and then I'll show that one as well so you can see kind of hopefully if there's an egg or something growing in there. It may have just been too dark for me to see, but we'll see. It's hard to do one-handed, but I'm doing my best. But you can see the veins growing. You can see there's some development going on in here. Sorry, again, it's really hard to hold this one-handed and not drop everything. Obviously don't want to drop the egg. But yeah, this one's doing really good. This was a light-colored blue egg. Much easier to see than any of the brown eggs I've done before. So I'm going to check the other one next. I will film it if I can. Unfortunately, this one looks like a dud. So this was the dark brown one. You can see a bit of a darker spot there. I really don't think it's anything. I think that's just the yolk. Really unfortunate. Unfortunately, this was like my only dark one. So it's a shame this one didn't work, but not the end of the world. We've still got 7 other healthy eggs that are developing really well. I might leave this one in there as for another week, see if something happens. Who knows, maybe it's just a late bloomer or something. I doubt it, but I'm still new at this, so we're going to try and see what happens. If it looks like it's going to break though, I'm getting rid of it because I do not want a stink bomb in my incubator. But yeah, anyway, that's what it looks like if nothing's happening. So they are 2 weeks old now. As you can see, they make a tremendous mess now. So I'm going to clean out this bin here for them. I've got a little crate ready for them while I clean them out. But yeah, I'm going to give this a good scrub down, change the litter, get them new food and new water, clean that, and put them back in. But I had to raise this up a little bit more because as you can see, they're quite a bit bigger. Let's see if I can grab one for you. Come on, birds. Hi. This one seems to be the friendliest so far. Come here, sweetie. I know. As you can see, they've got functional wings now that they do like to use. They're not quite flying yet, but they've got nice, beautiful wing feathers now. Can't quite fly out of here yet, but pretty soon I'm sure they will. And they should start getting tail feathers here soon. I haven't seen any yet, but let's see if I can get one of... Hi. One of you that I can... Oh, okay. Yeah, you can fly up there. Whoop. So they can fly out now. It's the first time they've done that. So yeah, as you can see, they've got that... I don't know if the camera really picked it up very well, but they've got a beautiful kind of lavender tinge to their wing feathers. Hi, sweetie. You can see they're starting to get more on the back there too. They're starting to become feathered, which is cool. I'll see if I can get it just... yeah, it just kind of looks gray in this, but camera's not really picking it up, unfortunately, but it is a beautiful color. I'm thinking later this week, it's supposed to be quite warm out, but I'm thinking later this week I will take them outside for their first outside adventure. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that yet. I'm thinking I'll take the original brooder and set that up on the ground and just hang out with them for a little while and see how they do. But they are doing excellent. They're developing well. They seem healthy. Haven't had any problems yet. They're active and playful and mostly friendly, but doing exactly what they're supposed to do. So this is good. I'm quite happy with how these ones are doing, and I'm hoping the next batch do just as well. Anyway, time to clean. They're all excited now. I did clean that off. They've already made it dirty. But yeah, they've got fresh litter in here, fresh food, fresh water that they've already got wood chips in. They're really bad for that. I've seen some methods to minimize that, which I'm going to try out later today. I was going to go to the store and just get like a cookie tray, a cooling rack, and put that on top of the cookie, or the tray. Cooling rack, that's the word I'm looking for. Sorry, my kitten is meowing at me because he wants out, but I don't trust him around the chicks yet. Anyway, that should hopefully minimize the amount of wood chips that get in there. We won't have to change it quite as much. We'll see. Anyway, they're all excited because I just took them out and put them back in, so they didn't like that very much. But they have a fresh, clean home for a few more days. We're thinking when they go outside, we're going to do the deep litter method, which I'll explain more in a later segment or a different video. But I wanted to share one more thing. I got them some treats. They're a little bit too young to have this, and they need to have grit if I'm going to feed them anything other than chick starter. So my plan for that was just like go out to the driveway and grab a handful of dirt and put it in a little, I don't know, some sort of container, like a yogurt lid or something, and just put it on the ground for them to pick at. They'll pick out whatever rocks they need, and then they can eat stuff like that and kitchen scraps and whatever else. Oh, good poo. Good poop. Good job. Anyway, I'll leave this here for now, and I'll show you when I take them outside, I guess. Really, Link? Don't make a mess, please. I wouldn't allow this normally, but all the chicks are in here because they're going to go on a field trip. I was trying to decide how I wanted to do this today. Ooh, some grit. While I'm out here, I'll grab some. Anyway, while I was trying to figure that out, I remembered we have a mobile corral that hasn't been getting a whole lot of use, so I thought that would be a perfect spot to let the chicks out to play for a little bit. So I'm going to grab some grit to bring inside, if I can. It's harder to pick up than I thought, but I'll get a few small pieces of rock for them to nibble on, because they're going to start getting things other than their chick grit here pretty soon, so they're going to need some rocks to nibble on. Take the bigger ones out. Just trying to get some at all. This is harder to pick up than I thought it would be, but this grit right here would be pretty much perfect once I get the bigger pieces out. Anyway, we'll get a bit more grit, bring that in and put that in their pen, but they're going to play in there in a few minutes. First time ever being outside. Let's see how they like it. You got Jeep Jeeps. You coming out? Maybe if I go around the other side, that'll freak them out enough to come out. Hi, Jeep Jeeps. Hi. Do I have to take you out? I realize this isn't the most secure, like there's some spots over there that need some attention, but it's reasonably okay, I think. So we'll see how it goes. We'll take them out and see how they like being outside. There's lots of good stuff in here for them to chew on if they want to, or just explore. I'll take them out and then I'll take more video. So I had to take them out myself. But they are fascinated by everything, it seems. Not really sure what to think. I took them out and they all just kind of stood there for a moment looking around like, what is happening? Where am I? So this must be a pretty wild change for them, but hopefully they like it, because they're going to be spending pretty much their whole lives out here. Not in this mobile corral. The coop is over there. Needs some love. Here it is. Not the nicest looking coop, but it should do the trick. So anyway, I'm going to give them a little bit of time out here. Stand up, just in case they go to any of the no-go zones. There's a spot right here they could get out, and a spot under there they could get out if they wanted to, but mostly I'm just going to stand here and watch them. Be cute, and hopefully they're happy being outside. chicks. Cheep, cheep. But yeah, they're about 2.5 weeks old right now. Coming out for the first time. And as you can see, they've got quite a few feathers. I don't know how well you can see that. I'll try and zoom in here. But you can kind of see the purple on their feathers in the right light. Mostly they look gray, but you can kind of see it a little bit in the right light. That one looks like it's got some bald spots. I'm not really sure why. Have to do some research on that. I don't think any of them are picking on it, but who knows. Chickens are weird. They seem to be enjoying this though, so that's good. One by one, they all just put themselves back in there, and then this one came out again. So I'm hoping the other ones will too. It seemed like they were having a good time, but I don't know what a happy chicken looks like, to be completely honest. So maybe I'm like way off gear, but I would have thought they'd love being outside since they are chickens. And suddenly their world is a whole lot bigger than a bin in my basement. But what do I know about chickens? I had to take them out of the crate again and then like not fully close the door, but just swing it shut. And they seem to be enjoying it a bit more now. They're a little bit more adventurous, exploring a bit more. They're still trying to get back in because they're not really sure. But as you can see, they're moving around a bit more. Checking out the ground, pecking at stuff. This is better. This is better. Keep in mind, this is their first time ever outside. So their world just got a whole lot bigger. They're only going to be out for, I think, about half an hour. It's quite a nice day out. I'm not too worried about them getting cold, but I don't want to leave it too long, so I'm thinking half an hour is probably a good amount of time. Next time I do this, I'm bringing a chair. I did not think of that. So I have to stand pretty much the whole time, or sit on the ground, which is all wet. Not like super wet, but if I sat on it, my butt would get wet, and I don't want that. What do you think, birds? Hey, cheep cheeps. They seem to be enjoying it, I think. That's good. They're getting to be much more adventurous now. It's only been like 10 minutes. But I've had to move because they already tried to escape once. But they're flying around, and they killed a grasshopper that I didn't know we already had. They're little savages. Hi, birds. They seem to be having a great time with this, so that's good. Hi, guys. Thought you'd be all about the Band-Aid. No? Okay. So if anyone has early guesses on who's a roo and who's a hen, I'd love to hear it in the comments. I really don't know. I have no way to check. I want to say this one is a roo, but I really don't know for sure. And I'm basing that on mostly gut feeling. So who knows? This one has tail feathers already coming in, so maybe that means it's a roo. The one in the middle has like less feathers, so maybe that makes it a roo. I really don't know. I have no idea how to tell them apart, other than like once they get a little bit older, there should be more clues, like prominent tail feathers and behavior and prominent comb and wattles, which none of them really have. I think the biggest giveaway is when they start crowing, which hopefully won't happen until they're fully outside. But yeah, if anyone has any guesses, I'd love to hear them. Or any hints on how to figure it out, because I really don't have a clue. Don't have a clue. Okay, so at the half-hour mark, I don't know what happened, but before I even stood up to grab them, they spooked and ran under there and out. So I just spent a few minutes chasing them down, trying to catch them. That's why I'm a little winded, but they're fast. Holy. So anyway, they're back in there. I'm going to bring them back to their brooder for the rest of the day, and I'll bring them out again tomorrow and maybe set up a few more safeguards so that doesn't happen again. Lesson learned. They're all safely back in their pen here, or in their little brooder. Gave them some treats with the little grit I gathered before, so we'll see if they eat it. Mostly probably just going to dump it out, but at least I tried. So we'll see. I hope that was a good experience for them, at least mostly. I'm sure getting chased around by me at the end of it was probably a little terrifying, so I feel bad for that, but I did need to catch them, so I'll try to plan better for that next time. So yeah, they can fit through the holes in that, and they're very, very fast. Anyway, they're all safe. They're all back in. And I'm going to leave them alone for now. Okay, so we have just entered the hatch period. I just took the tray out of here, so the temperature hasn't quite stabilized yet. It's sitting currently at about 20, just above 20% humidity. I'm going to add a little teeny bit of water. I don't know if you can see in the reflection there, but Link is on my shoulders, so if this is a little unsteady, it's because of that. I'm going to add literally just that much water to the basin and see if I can get it up to between 40 and 60% humidity. And I'm going to try and keep it there until they start hatching, and then I'll try and carefully remove whatever water I can and just use the natural humidity in there and see if I can get a better hatch rate this time. So I'll be probably covering up, I think there's only one open vent. Yeah, only one open vent, so I'll just have to cover this one here to try and keep it at the 40 or between 40 and 60% humidity, and see how they hatch. Okay, so I added the water. We'll let the humidity do its thing over the next little bit, and I'm going to candle the eggs probably for the last time until they hatch and see how everything's going. So the due date is Friday. Today is Tuesday. So we still got a few days, but could technically start hatching anytime now. And yet again, this is the one that hasn't done anything. This one didn't develop at all for some reason. I don't really know why, but it didn't. There's not even an egg or an air sac in there, so this one definitely is not going to hatch. I left it in just in case, but yeah, just to show you, this was an early quitter, like nothing developed in that. So it may not have even been fertilized at all. And this one, if I can get it to focus a bit, as you can kind of see, there is really nothing to see on this because it is so full. The egg is so full of chick that there is no light. You can see on the bottom though, if you shine it up through the air sac, there's quite a large air sac in there. And you can kind of see like the veins and let's see if I can find a bit of movement here. The chick actually moving in there. Might not do it. But you can see kind of these clear blue shells are a bit easier to see the development happening. So anyway, once they start hatching in a few days, first they'll break through this air sac, and that big air sac is because I've been doing a dry hatch. The last batch, I don't know if I showed the air sac too much, but it would have been much smaller. So a lot more room for air in there. So if there is more humidity, they're less likely to drown in the shell. So they'll break through that first, they'll take a little break, and then they'll pip through the rest of the shell and work their way out from there. I have raised the humidity a little bit. We'll go check on that once I put this back in, but I'm hoping this will lead to a better hatch rate. We'll see. Time will tell. Okay, so you can see that the humidity has gone up a little bit. It's just below 40% and still rising. I'll keep an eye on it. Excuse me, Link. The temperature is almost back up. I just put that last egg in, so it'll go up in a second. I removed that one egg that doesn't look like it's gonna hatch and placed all the other ones back in here. So there should be 7 eggs in here. Hopefully we'll get 7 chicks. That would be pretty awesome. If I get even 6 or probably 5, I think I'd still be happy. So we'll keep an eye on this. Once they start hatching, I'll start taking videos again. But I think I'm probably just gonna leave this for now for the next few days and let them hatch on their own. I'll adjust as needed the humidity, but I've covered that vent, and if I need to open it up again, I will. But fingers crossed this one goes better than the first hatch. Now let's go check on the chicks. Okay, so these chicks are now 3 weeks and 1 day old. I'll take them out so you can get a better look at them. I've done a couple of different things today. So I just gave them their food and fresh water. Their food now has grit in it, which looks like this bag, silica grit. Pretty much just sand. And I'm gonna be giving them some treats over the next little while. So we've got some mealworms. Oh, this is just the house. And then some of this Happy Flock stuff mix thing. Because I want them to get used to, like, me calling them Maine's treats. So a couple of other updates. Still don't know for sure on the sexes of each of these, but this one right here, I'm pretty sure is a rooster. And the reason I think that is because of the color of his comb that isn't really picking up as well on the camera as I'd like, but it's much brighter pink than, say, that one or that one. So I think it's a rooster, which is fine. One rooster is fine. More roosters means more of them are going to end up in the freezer, which, I mean, ultimately is a thing, so that's fine. But it is nice to... I would like to have more hens than roosters. So far, so good, I think, on that, but we'll see. So I'm going to pick them up and take a look at their vents and look them over. Whoever kind of feels comfortable coming with me first. Hi, birds. Hi. Are you stuck? Yeah, you're stuck there. Okay, I don't want to bug you if you're stuck. We'll come out. Come on, birds. So as you can see, they're kind of getting a bit more used to me handling them. And they are more than capable of flying. So this one might hop right off my hand here in a second. But you can see all the beautiful feathers on her. Starting to grow. Her, I'm pretty sure. But along her back here and even a couple on her legs. She's got them all over her wings, her back right here. I'm not even showing you here. Back here, her wings, her legs a little bit. It's okay, guys. They're freaking out because Hapo's right here. But he's just curious. But yeah, they're pretty comfortable with me for the most part now. Hi, birds. And I would like them to be more comfortable, so I'm going to try and handle them more. But as you can see, they're growing pretty well. Kiba, hi. But yeah, they're quite a bit bigger than they were already. They're growing like mad. So I'm going to turn the camera off and deal with my dog who's right here. Kiba, get back. And take a look at these birds. So the last thing I'll show for today is I've got the brooder set up. I know, Link, I'll let you out. Put him in here because otherwise I'm worried he will attack the chicks while I have them open, but I just closed it, so he should be good. Yeah, so temperature, I'll have to double check. It looks a little bit high, so I'll have to check that. But food and water setup, I'll fill that when there's chicks actually in here. But otherwise, I think mostly ready for chicks. I'll play around with the temperature a bit more, closer to when there's actually birds in there. But yeah, pretty much ready to go. We'll have to figure out how to do a lid on here because we used the wood on the other brooder, but we'll put something on top so the cats can't get in. This isn't really the best setup, to be honest. I'm not really a fan of this wall setup thing, but I don't really have an option other than that. So I might have to go out and get more of those bins and set up a second brooder or figure something else out. But for now, for the first few days at least, this should work. And then we'll figure something a bit more permanent out later on. Yeah, ready for chicks, and I'll probably do another video once we have chicks. So I just got home and checked on the chicks, and they have started hatching. You can see this little egg is wiggling all over and pipping through, and this one has started to crack, and there's another one over here that started as well. It's not, my phone isn't focusing very well, but yeah, so it's a day early, which is totally fine. Still within the time frame of normal. I'm trying to get the humidity down because I don't want it to get above where it's at right now. But yay, we should have chicks pretty soon. There we go. Second field trip. It's finally nice enough out again, I can do it. So I've decided that every day it's above 10 degrees Celsius, they're going to come outside for a bit. And we're going to try and expand it a little longer every day. Let them enjoy the outside and get them more used to it. Hopefully we won't have any problems like last time where they can sneak through the holes in the fence. But they already seem to be more excited about it than last time, so that's good. And as you can see, they're starting to feather out, which is all good. We like that. This is good news. So the more feathers they get, the more time they can spend outside. And once they're fully feathered in another 3-ish weeks, then they can be outside all the time. This is good. This is exciting, and it's a gorgeous day. I have my coat on and I'm absolutely sweating, so that's going to come off in a moment. But really beautiful day. Tomorrow's supposed to be a nice day too. But I'm thinking probably once those eggs are fully hatched, I'll end this video and I'll do another one of brooding the rest of the way. Just because this is starting to feel really long. But anyway, chicks are doing good. They're growing like crazy. They're starting to really like their treats. They've been getting some grit now. And as they spend more time outside, I'll have to feed them less because they'll eat more stuff outside. Yeah, they're doing good. So far, so good. There's Keepa pooping because you all needed to see that. Yay! Chicks are doing good. I don't think they can fit through this time. I hope not. They do like being out there though. They seem to be more excited about it this time than last time. Oh, big poop. You guys just chilling? I found a little grasshopper they've been picking away at. I think it's a little bit big for them to eat though. Hi guys. Just hanging out. Oh, I moved my hand. How dare I? Looks like you guys are getting more comfortable with me at least. So that's good. Been out here for about 45 minutes. I'll probably be out for another 15 or so. And then call her a day. Oh, it's still rocking away as you can see. So got that one. And these two have started as well. Nothing yet on these two. I don't think anything on that one yet, but I think by tomorrow afternoon we'll know how things have gone. This one's been going all day, so I think it might be the first to hatch. Exciting! If you listen very closely, you can hear him cheeping. quick update. That one, if I can get it to focus, is pipped. That one has pipped. This one you can kind of see underneath is pipped. This one has pipped. This one has pipped. That one's still a bit unsure. I don't see anything yet, but it could still happen. This one is like almost entirely unzipped, so we're gonna have a chick like almost certainly by morning. It is a Thursday evening now, so I'll keep an eye on it until I go to bed. Oh, peekaboo! Look at that. Hi, Cheep Cheep. All right, we have our first chick. So you can see that one's gotten out already, and then we've got this one unzipping. Peekaboo. Very exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what all the different ones look like once they do come out, because this one is yellow. I don't have a yellow chick yet, so that's exciting. And then this one, I have no idea what color it'll be, or the other ones for that matter. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've opened the vents on both sides. We'll see if that brings down the humidity at all, because I don't want to have the same problem as last time. All the flopping around. Well, it seems to be still going up a bit, so I might see if I can drain some water here and get that humidity down, because as you can see, it's higher than I would like, and it's still rising. So I'm gonna do that right now. I tried to pour some out, but I couldn't really do it without flopping her or that one around too much. So this was my solution. Hopefully that'll suck up some of the moisture out of there and keep it a little bit cracked without having to affect the temperature too much. So I'll keep an eye on this. I'll keep an eye on this and see how the humidity's doing. I'll be more on top of that this time so we get a better hatch rate, hopefully. So I want to keep it around 60%. Oh, I can see this little guy moving. So I imagine that one will start unzipping here soon too. But this one's still working on it. That little one's still flopping around. The rest have either started or are working on it, except for that one, which we'll see. Time shall tell. I'm really hoping this has a better hatch rate, because my next batch, ooh, look at you go. My next batch, ow, kitten, stop jumping on my back. Ow. Oh, that was painful. Lanky butt. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, my next batch, I'm gonna get my daughter's preschool to do for me, I hope. But I don't want to give them eggs and not have it be a decent hatch rate, so we'll see how this goes. If that one doesn't hatch, I mean, obviously you would love if all of them hatch, but that's still a pretty good hatch rate, so I'll be happy with that. If the rest of them hatch, no problems, then I think we're a go with that. So yeah, anyway, I'll keep you updated. Humidity is still going up a bit. It's a little worrying, but we'll be more on top of it this time for sure. So you're doing good. This one's almost done. I've got the humidity going back down, but we're gonna have to keep a close eye on it because as they hatch, it goes up fast. That one is also unzipping now. So at least 3 I think we're gonna have by morning. This one might start. I can see it moving around in there. So it's 3 more that we're kind of waiting to see if anything happens with. I got a feeling this one's gonna pop out here any second. It's making fast work around that. Oh, there it goes. With the encouragement of its clutch mate. Yeah, look at you go. I'd love to do like a time lapse of these so you could see the whole thing as they go, but like speed it up way faster because and just sitting here watching it forever is going to take forever, but that would be cool. I'd like to do that at some point, and someday maybe I'll get a setup to do that, but for now I don't have the equipment, so I apologize. This is the best I can do. I'm hoping I can get this one hatch on camera as well, because that was pretty cool, that first one popping out like that. I'll do my best. You can see its little beak there. Oh, hello. Hi, sweetheart. Hello, friend. Hello, friend. Hi, Happo. You excited too? You are so cute. Pretty sure it's gonna pop out now. Oh, yeah, there it goes. If I can get enough room. But as you can see, like it is open. There, yeah. Jeez, there we go. Sorry, I've got a cat on my shoulder again, and I'm trying to not let him hurt me. So I don't have the steadiest hands. Looks like another yellow one though. Oh. There you go. You're both out. Good job, guys. Out of the way, Link. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3 with a little bit of membrane stuck to his back, but we'll work on that. 4, 5, 6. And this last one is starting to hatch. So, good news. Water's gone down a little bit. I'm gonna have to add a bit of humidity there, but 6 so far is pretty good. So, I'm quite happy with that. I'm hoping this one didn't get shrink wrapped overnight. That's when the membrane shrinks around them and they don't make it when that happens. So fingers crossed that didn't happen. We'll give them a bit more time, but the rest of them are looking lively and good. This one you can see the membrane now is kind of stuck to its back, but we'll get that off over time. I don't want to hurt it by accident, but yeah, most of them little yellow ones. I like that this one has like speckles. That's kind of cute. And then one little black one. So I'll add some water and hopefully all is good. There's the last one. So that's all 7 of the ones that did develop have hatched. So I think that is a win for the dry hatch method. Wasn't here when it actually hatched. Hi, Link. But Sam told me, here's our little black one. So all the rest are yellow. Some have little like spots. And then there's this one black one. So I'll have to find a name for it because we'll be able to tell that one apart. But anyway, that's cool. So I'm gonna end the video here at this point. I'll continue the brooding video in another one. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, and we'll see you next time.